the sun rises over the fortified city of Acre. The tall stone walls stand imposingly against the sky, but the signs of battle are everywhere. Smoke rises from the ruins of the surrounding countryside, and the faint sound of drums echoes in the distance. Acre, the final bastion of the Crusaders in the Holy Land, faces its greatest threat. The Mamluks, led by Sultan al-Ashraf Khalil, are determined to bring an end to Christian rule once and for all. Inside these walls, the Crusaders prepare for the battle of their lives. The massive Mamluk army approaches the city. The sheer number of soldiers is overwhelming. Cavalry, foot soldiers, siege engines, and archers march toward Acre. Siege towers and catapults roll forward as the Mamluk army surrounds the city. The Mamluk Sultanate, with its powerful army, had encircled Acre, leaving the Crusaders trapped. Led by Sultan al-Ashraf Khalil, their forces moved with precision and purpose, ready to end 2 centuries of Christian rule. Mamluk engineers setting up massive catapults, while soldiers on horseback looked toward the city's walls, anticipation written on their faces. The camera lingers on a Mamluk commander, gesturing toward the fortress, giving the signal to begin the siege. The first stone is fired from a Mamluk catapult, hurtling through the air and smashing into the city's outer defenses. Stones and debris scatter as the Crusaders scramble to their posts. A tense atmosphere hangs over the city as more projectiles rain down. On April 6, 1291, the siege began. Mamluk catapults hurled stones and fire into Acre. The defenders, composed of knights, soldiers, and civilians, rushed to reinforce their crumbling walls. Defenders, knights, archers, and soldiers, firing arrows and throwing stones to repel the siege engines. The camera zooms in on the Templar Knights, their white surcoats adorned with red crosses, standing steadfast despite the odds. As the bombardment continues, a section of Acre's outer wall begins to crumble. Mamluk soldiers push forward with siege towers and ladders, eager to storm the city. The air is filled with smoke, dust, and the clash of steel as the Mamluks press their attack. After days of relentless bombardment, a section of the city's walls gave way. The Mamluks surged forward, ready to deliver the final blow. Mamluks pour through the breach, and brutal, close-quarters fighting breaks out. Crusaders swing their swords and axes, trying to hold the line, but the Mamluks, well-trained and disciplined, press their advantage. The Crusaders retreat from the breach into the heart of Acre, where the last defenses stand. The Templar fortress looms in the background, but the walls are beginning to crack under the pressure of the assault. Fires burn in the streets, and the sound of battle is deafening. With the outer walls breached, the Crusaders were forced back into the city. Despite their desperate efforts, they were vastly outnumbered and outmatched. The remaining knights rally around their banner, their faces grim as they prepare for a final, heroic stand. As the Mamluks advance, they fight with everything they have left, knowing this is their last stand. The camera pulls back to show the full scope of the city. Acre is engulfed in flames, and the Crusaders' defenses are overwhelmed. Mamluk soldiers surge through the streets, cutting down the last defenders. By May 18, 1291, Acre had fallen. The Crusaders were either killed, captured, or fled by sea. The Mamluks raised their banners over the city, signaling the end of an era. The Mamluk flag is raised over the smoldering remains of the Templar fortress. The last remnants of the Crusaders have been swept away, and the Holy Land is now firmly under Muslim control. The camera slowly fades to black as the flames die down. Acre's fall marked the end of the Crusades in the Holy Land, forever changing the course of history.